What is going on, everyone? Can you all hear me? Hold on one second. You guys can hear me? Yeah, I won't be able to know if I can usually my microphone. One second. Oh wait, hold on. Is that working now? Sweet. Yeah, I won't be able to know if I can usually my microphone. Oh wait, hold on. Is that working now? Sweet. All right, cool. All righty. Yeah, I got a new microphone, guys. So I've been kind of playing around with this. I've had to get a couple of things to make this work with my iPad because I don't have a regular laptop. I did, and then I returned it because I didn't like the MacBook very much. So I had to get like a couple of adapters. I had to get just a couple of different cords to make it work with my phone. But it seems like it's going okay. So yeah, I've been wanting this microphone for a long time. This is like one of like the most classic microphones like ever. Like this microphone goes back to like the older radio days. So it's yeah, this is a microphone I've wanted for just a very long time, since I've seen a couple of people on YouTube using it. And I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this sounds better than the microphone I was using before? Yeah, before I had a USB microphone, but this is like an actual like professional microphone. So let me know in the comments if this sounds better. And I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes for some people to come in. All right, good. Thanks, Justice. Oh, by the way, hello, guys. What's going on? So we got Paul in here. We got Aiden in here. Justice is here. Blobfish is here. Sports with AJ is here. So we got the normal crew. So, yeah. I mean, I might as well just get started. And if anyone wants to, rewind and they can catch anything we missed, they can definitely do that. But, yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. And so the way I'm going to do this is I'm kind of just going to run through what, like kind of my notes and whatnot. And then I'm not really going to be looking at the chat so much because I kind of just want to run through my thoughts and kind of just what's going on around the league and kind of just giving you an update on the standings and just stats and whatever else may be going on right now. So I got my set kind of notes or whatever. So I'll be looking at the chat in a little bit. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to talk in the chat about what I'm saying. But yeah, so I'll kind of just get through everything that I have, and then I'll, leave a little time at the end to, yeah, just kind of talk about what you guys think and blah, blah, blah. And just letting you guys know, super chats are on. So if you do want to leave a donation through there, you're more than welcome to. And there's also a link in the description through Streamlabs. If you want to leave a little donation there, then that's awesome too. So, but yeah, let's just kind of go ahead and let's get started. Let's take a look at the current standings right now, kind of just what's going on around the league. I'll start with the American League East. So the Yankees right now, they were off to a really good start. And right now in the last 10 games, or at least in the last 7 games, they've dropped 5 out of their last 7. So they were kind of running through everyone, it seemed, right there for a little bit, especially against the Red Sox. They swept them. Aaron Judge was playing out of his mind. And, I mean, he was being named like the face of baseball and everything. But since then, they've really gotten a bit cold, dropping 5 out of their last 7. They lost 3 of 4 to the Rays. So, I mean, the Rays, that series, the Yankees really could have put themselves ahead in that series, but they really missed out on a good opportunity there. I mean, they were ahead at that point, I think, by a good like 3 or 4 games, or maybe even more than that, maybe like 5 games. I can't fully remember what the standings were at that time, but the Yankees really could have put, their foot on the Rays' throat at that point, and they really missed a good opportunity there. So, and looking at the Rays now, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. They've won 4 straight. They've really put themselves back into the conversation for the division. And the crazy thing about the Rays is there's not really, many standout kind of players. They're really getting a lot of contributions just from a lot of guys, like Brandon Lowe lately. He's playing, overall for the season, he's playing pretty well. Hunter Renfroe has been driving in some runs. Michael Perez has been driving in some runs. They just have been going crazy against my Red Sox lately. The Red Sox look completely overmatched against the Rays. And the funny thing is with the Rays is coming into this season, the Rays starting pitching was all I kept hearing about was the Rays starting pitching. They're going to be the most amazing 3-headed monster of a pitching staff that we've ever seen. But really coming into this season, the Rays right now, coming into the season, like I said, really good-looking pitching. But right now, they're not doing all that great. Charlie Morton, he's on the injured list. He's going to be out for 10 days. Right now, he's dealing with some inflammation in his shoulder. Tyler Glasnow, he's getting hit around a little bit. And looking at his ERA and his FIP, right now, those aren't very different. 5.56 ERA, 5.24 FIP. He does have an xFIP of 3.43, so that shows that he's not really giving up a lot of home runs. But right now, Tyler Glasnow, he is not. Sure, yes, he has high velocity fastball, one of the best curveballs in the game. But the thing with Tyler Glasnow, the thing that worried me a little bit coming into this season was the fact that he only had 2 pitches. He did go on a great run last year. And there was 12 starts where he was almost unhittable. But at some point, though, when you're only a 2-pitch pitcher, there's going to be a point when these guys are going to start to kind of figure out your tendencies. And that's why, yes, he went on an incredible run, but at the same time, you need to have more than 2 pitches. You can't just be a fastball, curveball kind of a guy. That can only go so long. He has incredible talent. He has incredible stuff. But I think he really needs to really start mixing in some other pitches, whether, it's a changeup. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what other pitches he could possibly throw. I don't know if he's got any sort of like a slider or a cutter or something like that. But I think Tyler Glasnow really needs to kind of start mixing in some more pitches a little bit because he can only go so far with his fastball and curveball. But the thing with the Rays that's been doing really well as of late is the bullpen. That's the Rays getting great production from the bullpen. They're getting great production from guys like Ryan Thompson. He's coming in. He is getting helped out by that defense a little bit, and we'll talk about that defense here. But guys like Yannick Chirinos, Jose Alvarado, he's been pitching very well. Andrew Kittredge, they're pitching great. One guy in the rotation that is doing well is Blake Snell. He has a 3.38 ERA right now. He's doing okay. But then you got other guys like Shaz Rowe. And of course, there's right there Nick Anderson. He's pitching well. He hasn't given up a run this year. That bullpen is really carrying the Rays right now, and that bullpen is allowing the Rays to get some timely hitting as of late. Just the other night against the Red Sox, timely hitting late in the game. So, and just like last night, the Red Sox with that starting pitching, the Rays really took advantage of it. But when it comes to like playing these good teams like the Yankees, they were able to really pull away late in some of those games. And so that bullpen has really been keeping them in these games. So it's, this is kind of what the Rays do. They're not going to have a lot of standout players. They're not going to have crazy production from, 1 or 2 guys. But, coming into this year, you had people were looking at Austin Meadows as a possible MVP candidate. But right now, Austin Meadows, I don't know. He's not really doing much. He's only hitting .241 on the year. Only has a .313 on base. I mean, he's only has a 414 slugging, WRC plus only 106. I mean, Austin Meadows is not really doing much right now after a really good season last year. But what the Rays have going for them is they're getting these timely hits from guys like Michael Perez, Hunter Renfroe, like Willie Adams, guys like that. So the Rays right now, they're making it interesting in that American League East. I think eventually the Yankees are going to pull away, but who knows? It's really that I think right now with how poorly that starting pitching has performed for the Rays, it's going to be very interesting to see if that starting pitching can improve and if that bullpen can sustain what's going on, or how well they've been doing. That Rays team could, who knows? Could they sneak away with this division somehow? So that starting pitching, though, is really going to have to step it up. So right now they are a game and a half back. The Orioles are right there. I think they are coming back down to earth a little bit. They're 8-7 now, 2 games back. They are 6-4 in their last 10. So the Blue Jays 6-8, Red Sox. The Red Sox are currently the worst team in the American League. Honestly, when I was doing my preseason predictions, a part of me really wanted to put the Red Sox in last, but hey, what can I say? Maybe I let my bias get the best of me. I don't know, but I didn't see the Red Sox being any more than a fourth place team. We'll see how that is at the end of the season. But right now with the Red Sox, they're just looking miserable. It's not a good team. I really think Chaim Bloom, coming from a Red Sox fan here, I've said this in other live streams that we've done in the past. Obviously the starting pitching is really bad. They're not going to do anything this year. I think they really, I don't know. To me personally, I would maybe look into trading a JD Martinez, to trading a Jackie Bradley Jr. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I would do this, but maybe looking around the league. Of course, it's kind of crazy to say because the Red Sox need pitching, but with Nathan Eovaldi pitching so well, and he's getting paid a pretty penny at the moment, and with his injury history, I'm not sure how the Red Sox are looking at that, but he is pitching extremely well right now. Could maybe they flirt a deal with Nathan Eovaldi? I think that's unlikely, but that is something to look at. I think the Red Sox right now, I think they need to unload a little bit. I really think looking into a trade for JD Martinez, he has been hitting a little better in the last couple of games. He got off to a bit of a slow start, but right now, I think the Red Sox, they just look miserable. They don't look good. There's no pitching there besides Nathan Eovaldi. Martin Perez has actually been a little surprising. I don't know, but so it's going to be a really rough season for the Red Sox. And at this point, I'm not going to be surprised if they finish in last. But moving on to the AL Central, this is a division right now in the last 10 games. They're basically breaking even. The Twins, the Tigers, the Indians, and the White Sox are all separated by a game and a half. Each of those 4 teams are 5-5 in the last 10 games. There doesn't seem to be much separation. And with that Twins team looked very good starting off this season. And right now, they're not really doing much to kind of try and pull away a little early. So, that's going to be a really interesting division. And, sticking with this division, the Indians now, they're going to lose Clevinger for a start. And just because he was breaking protocol. I think that's good for Major League Baseball or I don't know if that was actually Major League Baseball. I think that might have been the Indians, but not sure what Clevinger was thinking. Him and I forget who the other guy was, but another player on the team, they went out to, I think like a bar or something. I can't fully remember, but I don't know. I don't know why they're kind of doing, breaking protocol. It's not like it's a long season. I really don't get that. It's 60 games. It's a couple months. I understand. You guys want to, go out, have some fun, grab a beer or something. But at the same time, come on. You had the whole thing going on with the Marlins, the Cardinals, the Phillies. At this point, it's like, why risk it, And especially in this short of a season, the Indians, they're going to need Clevinger and Bieber, what happens if Clevinger goes out somewhere, catches COVID, and now he's, he can end up missing a couple of starts. So who knows? Maybe at that point, Who knows what could happen with his health? He could miss the rest of the season. I don't know. But I think that was a pretty silly move on his part. But I digress. This division right now is completely tight. I was kind of surprised the Twins, they were getting off to a really good start there, and they just couldn't really seem to pull away here in their last 10 games. I mean, even the Tigers, they're sitting there somehow, some way. I mean, look, they're somehow sticking into this division. I'm not really sure what's going on. Let's take a look at the Tigers real quick. With the Tigers, I mean, they're getting some good production from some guys. Especially Jacoby Jones. Right now, he's leading the team in wins above replacement. He's got 5 home runs on the year. He's hitting .311 for the year. He has a .380 on-base percentage for the year, .733 slugging. He's playing well offensively. He's getting it done defensively. Where in the heck is this guy coming from? Jacoby Jones having a great season. You got other guys that are really contributing this year. Victor Reyes. Look at Austin Romine. I mean, Austin Romine's doing pretty well. I mean, he's got a 205 ISO percentage. So he's getting a good amount of extra base hits. CJ Cron is really hitting well. I mean, maybe not average-wise, but he's getting some home runs. He's getting extra base hits. So CJ Cron right now, yes, the average isn't quite there, only hitting 190 on the year so far, but he's got a 346 on base. He's got a 548 slugging. Yeah, he's not getting many hits, but at least the hits that he's getting are extra base hits. So CJ Cron right now, this is a guy that's providing a bit of pop. Taking a look at, a guy like Jonathan Schoop hitting, he's only hitting, actually, no, never mind. Jonathan Schoop, I was looking at the wrong guy. But, I mean, either way, well, at least with Jonathan Schoop, maybe not the best offensively here. Sorry, I was looking at someone else, but he's only hitting .237 on the year, only a .266 on base, .407 slugging. That's not really going to get it done. But defensively, he is providing something. So right now on FanGraphs, he's got a 0.5 defensive rating. So especially in a short season like this, that's actually really good so far. But he's getting it done in the outfield. Yeah. So, I mean, they're getting production from some guys. So, I mean, taking a look at the pitching. So, right now they got guys like Spencer Turnbull, Gregory Soto. They're doing really well. Look at Gregory Soto here. He's out of the bullpen. He hasn't given up a run yet. Only a 1.25 FIP. I mean, he's pitching really well out of the bullpen. So, the Tigers are kind of finding little ways here to kind of stick around. And that's crazy considering this team was so bad last year. So, I mean, this is a really tight division at the moment. Who knows what can happen here? I mean, right now, the White Sox they have won 2 straight. Maybe they can go on a bit of a run here. I don't know. But right now, I mean, the White Sox, the Indians, the Twins, I mean, they got tons of talent here. And the Tigers, they seem to be finding ways to get it done. Who knows what is going to happen with this division? I don't know. Moving on to the AL West. Right now, so one of the teams I wanted to talk about, the Oakland Athletics. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're just playing great baseball all around. 13-6 so far on the year. And right now, there is not really any team that's close. Texas is 4.5 back. Houston is 5 back. Angels are 6 back. Seattle is 6 back. Right now, Oakland, they're playing some extremely good baseball. I mean, they had the Ramon Laureano thing happen, but goodness, I mean, one guy in particular, Max Chapman, he's been playing fantastic in the last week. Max Chapman right now, in the last week, he's got 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. He's hitting .321, .367 on base, .893 slugging. I mean, goodness gracious. Max Chapman's been playing out of his mind in the last week, and he got off to a bit of a slow start there, and this was a guy that I picked for the MVP this season. As of right now, I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I mean, if he can keep hitting like this, I mean, Max Chapman, to me, that's a guy you really got to watch out for, because he's got the best glove at third base in the game. He's got one of the best gloves in the game, period. And if he can keep providing this kind of production, I mean, 4 home runs in the last week, I mean, that's crazy. So he's playing extremely well. Taking a look at the other guys on the Athletics right now. I mean, right now, Matt Chapman, along with him, is Ramon Laureano, who wanted to completely destroy the entire Astros dugout the other day, which I thought was hilarious. But taking a look at Ramon Laureano, I mean, right now, he's getting on base at a 410 clip. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, slugging 483. So right now, he's got an OPS close to 900. He's got a few homers. I mean, he's doing pretty well. 217 ISO, that's very good. 156 WRC plus, that's very good. So Ramon Laureano, Matt Chapman, they're really providing a lot of good production here. I mean, look at a guy like Robbie Grossman as well. 310 on the year, 453 on base, 548 slugging. Robbie Grossman is really playing well. Defense, not so great. Negative 1.4 rating on Fangraphs, but I'd have to dig a little deeper there. But I mean, he's providing something. Couple home runs. So I mean, he's playing very well. So 238 ISO. I mean, right now that's not bad. So I mean, looking at the ISO percentage on this team, Matt Chapman right now is leading the way with a 342 ISO percentage, which is incredible. That's very good. That means he's getting on base, or not just on base, but when he's getting on base for hits, he's hitting a lot of extra base hits. Matt Olson, he's right behind, well, maybe not right behind him, but he's behind him, but he has a 242 ISO percentage. That means he's getting on base. I keep saying on base. That he's getting a lot of extra base hits with the hits that he's getting. So, Matt Olson is only hitting 145 on the year, but he's got 5 home runs, so that's pretty good. So, I mean, overall, though, I mean, they're getting good production offensively from a lot of guys. Like I said, Matt Chapman, he's got 6 home runs so far in the year, and he's really come alive in the past week. I mean, they're getting good production from guys. So, I mean, right now, Mark Canha, that's another guy. He's got a 397 on base. He's got a 333. That slugging isn't very good, 333. But he's getting on base really well. I mean, look at Marcus Semien. Not so much for Marcus Semien so far, but with the year he had last year, I mean, who knows? He could start hitting. He can start really heating up here. But really with what has been the bread and butter of this Oakland Athletics team is the pitching. Frankie Montes right now, 1.57 ERA, 2.42 FIP. I mean, he's pitching extremely well. This is a guy, 23 innings so far, 24.2% K rate. I mean, he's doing really well. So, I mean, Chris Bassett, look at Chris Bassett. This is a guy that's kind of come out of nowhere, 1.08 ERA, 2.13 FIP. I mean, he's pitching extremely well. Jesus Luzardo, I mean, in his full rookie year right now, 2.60 ERA. He's pitching really well. Liam Hendricks, right now, that extremely good year he had last year doesn't look like a fluke. He's pitched really well out of that bullpen. So, I mean, he's got a 36.4 K rate. And, well, behind Joakim Soria, he's second right now in K percentage. So, that's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of good pitching here from this Oakland Athletics team. So, I mean, coming into this season, I saw a really good team on paper. I saw how well they played last year going down the stretch. To me, I thought this is a team, they saw blood in the water with the Astros. They lost a lot of guys. They had that whole cheating scandal thing going on. I think this Oakland Athletics team really came into this year and they just saw an opportunity, and they're taking it right now. And this team is playing extremely well. So, I mean, but as for the other teams, I mean, what is going on in this division? Houston, right? I mean, besides the A's, everyone has a losing record in this division so far, and that's crazy. I mean, at least I know the Astros, they lost quite a bit of pitching, with Garrett Cole first, Verlander going down. But, I mean, what is going on with this this Houston Astros team? So taking a look at the Astros right now, this is a team that is just slumping. And to me, that's kind of surprising. Because, I mean, they're getting good production offensively. Carlos Correa, he's hitting well so far. 333 average, 417 on base, 492 slugging, 159 WRC plus. He's hitting really well. Yuli Gurriel, he's doing fine too. I mean, 4.78 slugging, that's not bad. 359 on base, that's not bad. I mean, Alex Bregman, he's been hitting really well so far. So not the highest average, but 346 on base, 493 slugging. I mean, he's hitting well. But right now, they're just not really getting much like from the pitching. They're having some guys that are kind of struggling a little bit. So taking a look, I mean, right now, Lance McCullers Jr., he leads in innings pitched on the team, but he's got a 6.10 ERA, 4.68 FIP, and he has an xFIP of 4.05. I mean, that's not going to get it done. I mean, he's not really doing well in his return season. Looking at Framber Valdez, he's doing pretty good, but Christian Javier, he is kind of fully coming up this year, so I don't know what you can really fully expect from him, but he's doing okay. Zach Greinke, he's doing okay. It just seems like they're not really just getting just these consistent performances a lot from the pitching. So, right now, who knows what's gonna happen with this team? I don't know. They're off to a pretty tough start. So, but moving on, look, 1 second before I move on to the next division. This Angels team, a lot of people were really buying into this team, but I think there were also a lot of people, including myself, that saw this team. Sure, they added Anthony Rendon, but there's just no pitching except one guy who right now, this guy is pitching out of his mind. Dylan Bundy right now. Dylan Bundy is carrying this pitching staff for the Angels, but holy cow, he's pitching incredible right now. He's tied for second in the league for strikeouts. Right now, he's got 3 wins. So, he's pitching incredible right now. So Dylan Bundy, taking a look at his wins above replacement. Hold on 1 second. Right now, Dylan Bundy has one of the highest wins above replacement in the league. So 1 second, taking a look. Dylan Bundy, he already has a wins above replacement already above 1. Well, 1.1 wins above replacement. He's had 4 starts, only a 1.57 ERA, 2.12 FIP, 2.71 xFIP. He's not giving up like any home runs. He's pitching incredibly well. He has a walk percentage, of 2.8%. Dylan Bundy is pitching incredible right now. So this is a guy where that trade is really working out for the Angels. But other than him, you do got Griffin Canning. He's pitching pretty decent. Andrew Heaney, and he's okay. But right now, I don't think there's not enough pitching right now. As for the offense, right now, Mike Trout, he missed a few games there due to the birth of his child. But Mike Trout, he's being Mike Trout. He's pitched. Mike Trout is incredible. It's so crazy to me that he can still miss a few games with a big moment in his life, having a child, and he is still able to just be incredible. He's already got 7 home runs, and he's already, he's missed, he's missed like 3 or 4 games, so he's already one of the home run leaders right now. So right now, or he's got 8 home runs, so he's right behind Aaron Judge. So Mike Trout is just completely incredible. But this Angels team, they're just lacking just so much consistency at the moment. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this division right now. I think this is Oakland's division to lose. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yes, the Angels have some offense. The Astros have offense. But are they going to have enough pitching? Right now, Oakland, they're pitching out of their minds. So, who knows what Texas is going to bring to the table. Texas, they do got some pitching there, but they really lack a lot of offensive pieces. So, Seattle, a lot of people are saying, oh, maybe they could be, this underdog team this year. Not really. Seattle, they're just not there. So, right now in the American League, so if we're looking at the playoff picture in the American League, so right now the number 1 seed would be the Athletics. The number 2 seed would be the Yankees. Number 3 would be the Twins. The 4th seed right now would be the Tigers. That's incredible. Cleveland, they're right there with the 5th seed. Tampa Bay, 6th seed. Baltimore with the 7th seed. Yeah. I mean, White Sox, 8th seed. So right now, I mean, you would have playoffs right now. The American League playoffs right now would be Oakland versus the White Sox, Yankees versus the Orioles, Twins versus the Rays, and the Tigers versus the Indians. I mean, what the heck is that? What is going on? So why? I mean, I don't know. The Tigers this year, the Orioles this year, they're not off to like these amazing starts, but they're completely just. I mean, no one saw this from those two teams. So, but I mean, we're officially like a quarter of the way through this season. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the last 3 quarters of the season? So, a lot can happen. But let's move on. Let's take a look at the National League. So, right now in the National League, Miami still is holding on to first place. But Miami, they've dropped 3 straight. So, I think as we play some more baseball here, you're gonna start seeing Miami kind of fall down. As much as a lot of people want them to kind of stick around, win that division, be a complete shocking team this year. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's right now, they still have a lot of games to make up. Who knows? But they have lost 3 straight. The Braves right now, I really, really am feeling for the Braves. Their pitching staff, they have just lost everyone. Mike Soroka, Sean Newcomb just got sent to the alternate camp. They got Max Fried really to rely on. They don't have Cole Hamels. I mean, they're going to have to make some kind of a trade, because I think the Braves, sure, I picked the Braves this season to miss out on the playoffs, but my reason was the pitching. I just wondered if they had enough of it. And then I was, unfortunately, it was horrible to see Mike Soroka go down like that. So, I mean, the Braves, they are just, I don't know what they're going to do here. I mean, I think if there's one team to make a trade, I think it's the Braves. But I wonder if they think they have enough, pitching to win this year. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they got some decent prospects, so they're going to want to give up these prospects for this year. That's what I wonder about some of these teams. Are they gonna want to trade away some prospects for a season like this? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can get Robbie Ray on the cheap. But I don't know. I feel like some teams, I don't know what they're going to be asking for here. I mean, I don't know. But even if you go after someone like a Robbie Ray, he's off to a horrible start this year. So the Braves right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Braves. It's going to be interesting to see. The Nationals, they're starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Looking at the Nationals now, they are 5-5 in their last 10 games, but they've won 2 straight. So the Nationals, I picked them to win the division this year, and it looks like they're kind of maybe starting to pick up the pace. I mean, looking at the Phillies, Phillies, it's an interesting scenario with the Phillies here. They're 5-7. They're going to have to they have to make up some games. I don't know. I mean, the Phillies, since we're on the topic of the Phillies here, let's take a look. I mean, they got Bryce Harper, who's heating up. Bryce Harper right now in the last week, he's hitting .375 for the last week. He's got a few homers. He's got 7 RBIs. He's hitting incredible this last week, a .417 ISO percentage. That's fantastic. So taking a look at Bryce Harper for the year so far, Bryce Harper, he's having a really good year so far. .324 average, a .479 on base, .676 slugging. That's fantastic. So Bryce Harper, Bryce Harper is one of these guys. He's like kind of up and down a little bit, and it looks like he's having a bit of an up year. And he's hitting well. And taking a look, let's take a look at the rest of that Phillies team, because I think this Phillies team, they could go on a bit of a run. I mean, they have some really good pieces offensively. Like I said, Bryce Harper. JT Realmuto, to me, the best catcher in the league. He's hitting well. He's got 5 home runs. He leads the team. So he's hitting well. .282 average, .364 on base, .666 slugging. He has a crazy good ISO percentage of .385. So, solid defense. JT Realmuto is going to get a big contract this offseason. Man, whatever team gets him, if he re-signs with the Phillies or goes elsewhere, whoever lands JT Realmuto this year or next year, that is going to be very good for that team. JT Realmuto, to me, he's the real deal. But they are getting some offense from a lot of other guys here. Jay Bruce, he's got a few homers on the year. Didi Gregorius, a few homers on the year. I mean, look at Jay Bruce. 333 on base. Not the best on base, but 727 slugging so far. So he's really getting it done. I mean, look at it. Look at this ISO percentage. Jay Bruce, a 455 ISO percentage. That's crazy. So that means he is in almost all of his at-bats, or in almost half of his at-bats, he's getting an extra base hit. So whether it's a double, a triple, or a home run, he's hitting crazy right now. So, I mean, they're definitely getting some contributions on the offense. But, oh my goodness, though. I mean, right now with the Phillies, it looks so. If we're taking a look at the pitching staff right now, this pitching staff is actually pitching very well. Their top three guys, Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Arrieta, they're carrying this team right now pitching-wise. So Aaron Nola, I believe, Aaron Nola had a very good game just the other night, but I think he had 10 strikeouts. Hold on one second. Let's take a look. Taking a look at the Phillies. Hold on one second. Hold on. All right, so yeah, with the Phillies here, they're playing the Orioles, and it looks like the bullpen really blew it. So, taking a look here. This was Zach Wheeler, but I mean, well, whatever. I'm on this game, so Zach Wheeler, he pitched a really good game. He went to the 6th inning, gave up a few runs, but he pitched well enough to win this game. The Phillies in this game, it was in that 6th inning, though, that really blew that lead. They had a 3-0 lead, gave up 3 in the 6th. Baltimore came back and took the lead here. They had 2 runs in the 7th inning, so it was a 5-3 game. Philly came back, though. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th, so they were leading. But then in the top of the 9th, they gave up 6 runs, or not 6 runs, 3 runs. So this bullpen right now with the Phillies, this Phillies bullpen is just not really doing very well. But yeah, so with the Phillies, I don't know. They got some good offense. I mean, right now their starting pitching is doing well. They're doing well, but this bullpen, I don't know. I'm not feeling this bullpen very much. So that's going to be an interesting way. And looking at the Mets, I don't know what's going on with the Mets this year. They're just not finding any consistency at all. Their pitching right now is just completely atrocious. I mean, taking a look at the Mets right now. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, you got Jacob deGrom. He's Jacob deGrom. He's going to be Jacob deGrom every single year. He's going to be very good. But then Rick Porcello, 5.68 ERA. I don't know. I was kind of thinking maybe a change of scenery here, would be good for Rick Porcello. But he's not really getting it done. So I don't know. Who knows how long he's going to stay there? I don't know. He's on a 1-year deal. David Peterson, he's doing pretty good, actually. 3.78 ERA. I don't know. Right now I feel like they're missing Marcus Stroman a little bit. But when is Marcus Stroman coming back? He's missed completely this whole year. That's why I don't know. For me, I don't know if I would want to rely on a guy like Marcus Stroman. I don't know, because it seems like there's always something going on with him. But they're gonna need him if they really want to make a push. I don't know. Look at Michael Wacha. He's not pitching well at all. 3 starts, 6.43 ERA, a 4.53 FIP. I don't know. It's this Mets pitching, man. It's not doing very well. It looks like Edwin Diaz has had a good couple of games in the last couple of games. So being taken out of that closer role, it looks like he is doing a bit better. So, right now his ERA, it's at a 2.45. So I don't know. This Mets team, I really don't know what to think about this team. So moving on to the National League Central. So right now the Cubs, besides the Athletics, the Cubs in the last 10 games, they're playing extremely good baseball. So they're 8-2 in the last 10 games, 11-3 on the year so far. The Cubs, they are really showing a lot this year, and I think a lot of people were on that Cincinnati Reds hype train. I mean, even myself. I mean, I really liked the way the Reds looked. I really liked the additions that they made because they addressed weaknesses. But right now with the Cubs, they are getting production all over the place. It's fantastic. Ian Happ, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez, Wilson Contreras, Jason Kipnis, all of them have a wins above replacement at 0.5 or higher. And I mean, through, how many games here? About 14 games. That's pretty good. So, I mean, taking a look here, I mean, look at guys like Ian Happ, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez. They each have a few home runs. It looks like Chris Bryant is struggling a little bit, but Chris Bryant, he's going to pick up the pace eventually, but it's right now, this is a team that is looking very good. But right now, what is carrying, it's not just the offense. What is carrying this team is the pitching. I mean, this pitching staff has been absolutely fantastic. Kyle Hendricks, Yu Darvish, John Lester, these guys are sensational right now. Tyler Chatwood, he does have a 5.40 ERA, but he's got a 2.50 FIP, so that shows maybe he's having a little bit of bad luck with the defense. So, I mean, I think he's actually doing pretty good here. Alec Mills, a little different with Alec Mills. He has a 1.38 ERA, but he has a 4.11 FIP. So that shows maybe his defense has been helping him out. So either way, though, Alec Mills, he's been getting it done. And, look at this Cubs bullpen right now. Cubs bullpen. You got guys like Jeremy Jeffress. He's really stepping up. Craig Kimbrell was doing completely terrible. Craig Kimbrell right now, on the year, he's only pitched 2 2/3 innings. He has a 23.63 ERA. That's what the heck is going on with Craig Kimbrell? I don't know. I mean, just being on the Red Sox a couple years ago, I don't know. It felt like in the postseason a couple years ago, I was really starting to see, Craig Kimbrell starting to lose it. And he has just not been the same. It's kind of sad to see, but at least they are having some other guys step up. Rowan Wick is stepping up. He hasn't allowed a run so far in a few innings. But the Cubs right now, they're getting production everywhere on this team. So that's good to see when you got guys that are stepping up all over the place. Offense, starting pitching, bullpen. That's a winning team. And who knows? Could the Cubs, I made a video already about the Cubs, but I think this Cubs starting pitching, I think they could go toe-to-toe with a team like the Dodgers. They have deeper starting pitching than the Dodgers. Now, you could argue absolutely that Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, that's a very good one too. But the Dodgers, they haven't executed in the playoffs. Clayton Kershaw, I don't think has ever executed in the playoffs. I think he's maybe had one good start in the playoffs. I don't know, maybe two, if even that. These are guys that have gotten it done in the postseason. John Lester has gotten it done in the postseason. Kyle Hendricks has gotten it done in the postseason. Watch out for this Cubs team. Don't be surprised if this Cubs team, they find themselves in the World Series instead of the Dodgers. Sure, the Dodgers on paper look fantastic. And they're playing well. And we'll get to the Dodgers here in a little bit. But right now, the Cubs, especially in the last 10 games, they're the best team in the National League. So, by winning percentage, they are the best team in the National League right now. They have the highest winning percentage. So, but moving on, to some other teams here. Cincinnati, they're struggling. Milwaukee, they're just there. The Cardinals, they've played 5 games, so who knows what the Cardinals are going to do on all these 7-inning doubleheaders. The Pirates, look at the Pirates here, 3-13. Yeah, that was definitely expected. So, makes me wonder, though, this Pirates team, are they going to, listen to some trades on a guy like Joe Musgrove? I don't know, maybe trades for Josh Bell. Who knows? So, right now, this Pirates team, they have some pieces there. Maybe they want to make a move, and they really want to go just completely full rebuild. So, they have some pieces there that could maybe help out some other teams. So, but yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. Cincinnati, they are 6-4 in their last 10, so they are playing better as of late. But one guy on the Reds that I really want to point out, and this is a guy that I said, could really have a breakout year, and that's Luis Castillo. So taking a look at Luis Castillo, he's been sensational. So he has been fantastic. Right now, he leads the whole team in wins above replacement. So he's been fantastic. That ERA, he has a 3.91 ERA, but he has a 1.94 FIP. So he is pitching a lot better than what the ERA says. He's striking out guys at a decent rate. I mean, Luis Castillo has been very good. But the guy on the team right now that's been carrying that pitching staff is Trevor Bauer. He has been sensational. 0.93 ERA, 1.84 FIP, 1.94 xFIP. He's been fantastic. He has a 46.4 K percentage. He's been sensational. Sonny Gray, he's been great too. 2.25 ERA, 2.45 FIP, 2.21 xFIP. He's been fantastic. So they are getting the pitching. But taking a look here, guys, taking a look at the bullpen, the bullpen's doing pretty good. They got, guys like Lucas Sims, 1.08 ERA. He's doing pretty good. Actually, when I really look at this, Raisel Iglesias, 4.05 ERA, but he does have a 1.38 FIP. So, definitely pitching a little bit better than that ERA looks like. So, but it looks like the rest of this bullpen, actually, they aren't really getting the best production from the rest of this bullpen. Nate Jones, he has a 5.72 FIP. Michael Lorenzen, what the heck is going on with Michael Lorenzen? He has a 16.88 ERA and 5 1/3 innings pitched. So Michael Lorenzen's not stepping it up. So it looks like this Reds bullpen is not really providing much. But if you look at the offense, too, how could I not talk about Nicholas Castellanos? He's been fantastic this year. He's got 7 home runs on the year. He's hitting .290 on the year, 380 on base, 726 slugging. He's been sensational. So Nick Castellanos right now, he is definitely a guy where he could be in the MVP race. That defense, though, not so good, but, that everyone saw that. But, he's hitting very well. Jesse Winkler, he's doing pretty good too. 310 average, 442 on base, 500 slugging. He's got a couple homers, but it looks like, they are getting also some decent production from Freddie Galvis. I actually picked him up on my fantasy team. He's doing pretty good. So, he was doing pretty good at one point. I got him in a hot streak at one point, but lately he's been kind of not doing so good. So, but they are going to have they're going to have him step up. Mike Moustakas. What is Mike Moustakas even doing? 238 average on the year so far. They brought him in on a decent money deal, and he's not really doing much. So the Reds, it just looks like they're not really finding their way. I don't know. You're going to have to really kind of pay attention to how they do for the rest of the year, because I don't know. Right now they're 4.5 back behind the Cubs. Who knows? I really like the way this Cubs team is playing. I really like the way this Cubs team looks. I don't know. Is that going to be a little too much to make up, especially in a short season like this? I don't know. But taking a look at the National League West. So looking at the Rockies right now. The Rockies, they're playing great baseball this year. They have the second highest winning percentage right now in the National League. They're 12-6 on the year, 6-4 in their last 10 games. The Rockies right now are getting just great production from everyone. So the Rockies, what is there to say? You're getting bounce back years from. I'll get to the story here in a second. With Charlie Blackmon, I'll get to that in a second. But right now, I'm impressed by the way this pitching staff is looking. You're getting guys all over the place that are just pitching extremely well. Right now, one guy you got to point out is Kyle Freeland. He just had a horrible year last year, but he's been really stepping it up. 2.45 ERA. His FIP is a little on the high side. That does worry me a little bit. It's a 4.86. Either way, though, he's getting it done. But Herman Marquez as well. He's getting it done. 2.08 ERA. He does have a 2.65 FIP, and that's very good. 3.14 xFIP, so he's looking really good. Looking at John Gray, he's kind of struggling a little bit. 6.41 ERA, 4.20 FIP. 5.24 xFIP. That's not very good. But they're getting other guys stepping up, especially in that bullpen. I mean, the story of the bullpen, one of the biggest stories in baseball this year, Daniel Bard. He's got 9 innings under his belt so far this year. They are using him out of that bullpen. They're not babying him at all. They are pitching him out of that bullpen. Right now, out of that bullpen, he is 3rd in innings pitched. So right now, Yency Almonte, he has 9 2/3 innings pitched. Carlos Estevez has 9 1/3, and Bard has 9. So right now, Bard, he has been fantastic. He does have a 3.00 ERA, but that FIP is a 0.36. That is nasty. That's incredible. Bard, I am so happy for Daniel Bard. As a Red Sox fan, I saw the absolute best of Daniel Bard. That guy was nasty with the Red Sox back in 2009, 2010. And then he started to transition into starting. And he had a pretty good year in 2011. But then 2012, he wanted to start. And everything went downhill at that point. And I'm so happy for Daniel Bard. I'm so glad that he is having a good year. But hey, it's not just a feel-good story. He's providing just great production for this Rockies team. He's been fantastic. So you're getting all these other guys that are just pitching so good out of this bullpen. Yency Almonte, 4.66 ERA, but he has a 2.10 FIP and a 2.29 xFIP. So he's pitching a lot better than what it may seem. Carlos Estevez, 0.96 ERA. I mean, he's pitching great. Jairo Diaz, he's pitching good. I mean, Jeff Hoffman, he hasn't given up a run so far this year. Tyler Kinley hasn't given up a run this year. Ryan Castellani, he's pitching well. He hasn't given up a run. I mean, they're getting great innings out of this team from the bullpen. You'd love to see Wade Davis maybe find his old form. He's been horrible this year. So, I don't know, but they're getting just really good production from the pitching. But let's talk about Charlie Blackmon. This guy, he's hitting .500 on the year. It's 17 games. I understand that. But in half of his at-bats, he has a hit. I mean, that's incredible. I don't care if it's been 17 games or whatever, 10 games. He actually got off to a bit of a slow start in his first few games, but he has just been fantastic ever since. He's just getting hits all over the place. I mean, but he's also just been one of the best hitters in the game. I mean, he's not just hitting, but he's got 3 home runs. His ISO percentage, pretty good, 221 ISO percentage. He's just getting hits, man, and that's really good. Now, the question is, can Charlie Blackmon hit 400 on the year? Could he do it? Well, I mean, I don't know. Is it really going to count, though? But either way, whatever. It's still 400. So I believe I saw a John Heyman tweet. I think John Heyman said he would need to hit 360 for the rest of the year to finish with a 400 average. For how many games has he played? 17. So doing some quick math. So in the next 43 games, he's got to hit 360. I don't know. I mean, Charlie Blackmon has always been a good hitter. He's always been a good hitter. So, I mean, it's the defense that kind of holds him back a little bit from being a great player. But Charlie Blackmon, he has a shot at hitting 400. But, I mean, let's be real. It's not really going to count. Obviously, it's 60 games, and he's even said it himself. He said, it's an asterisk of a season. So he's not really going to, even if he hit 400, he's not going to sit there and say he's the first guy to, hit 400. It's absolutely no way. But either way, he's hitting fantastic. Trevor Story, he's been very good. Trevor Story, he's an MVP candidate this year, I think. He's got 6 home runs. He's got one of the best gloves in the game. He's just hitting very good so far. 288 average, 382 on base, 561 slugging. So Trevor Story this year, look out for Trevor Story. Nolan Arenado, he has been a bit quiet so far. And it's crazy to think this Rockies team is doing so well. And Nolan Arenado, he just got 4 home runs. So that's second on the team right now. But, right now, a little quiet. 246 average, 314 on base, 459 slugging. So, right now he doesn't even have an OPS above 800 right now. So Nolan Arenado is off to a bit of a quiet start. So this Rockies team, though, this is a team that I thought could be a surprise this year. And, they had a horrible year last year, but they still had one of the best offenses in the game last year. It was just whether or not this pitching could bounce back. And right now, that pitching is doing extremely well where it's helping them lead the division. So can they hold on to that division lead? I don't know. I mean, I was talking earlier about the Dodgers. I think the Cubs, they could match up with the Dodgers just because the Cubs have some pretty deep starting pitching. But taking a look at this Dodgers team, they are 11-7 on the year so far. This Dodgers team, it just seems like only a matter of time before they start just exploding all over the place. I mean, right now, that Mookie Betts trade is working out. Right now, he's leading the team in wins above replacement, 0.8 wins above replacement. He's having he's Mookie Betts. He's one of the more solid players in the league. 4 home runs on the year. He's hitting 281, 343 on base, 563 slugging. He's got a WOBA of 383, so he's playing very well. WRC plus of 149. Mookie Betts, he's Mookie Betts. So that trade is really working out just like it should have. I mean, everyone knows how good Mookie Betts is, but Corey Seager, he's been playing well this year, hitting 340 on the year so far, 389. I mean, he's slugging 600 right now. I mean, he's been fantastic. But before I move on from Mookie Betts, actually, Mookie Betts is also playing phenomenal defense. I mean, he had a throw last week where he gunned a guy down at third. My goodness, Mookie Betts. I mean, I saw that a couple of times with the Red Sox. So one of the best arms in the league. But Corey Seager, offensively, he is really getting it done. So, it's just a matter of time before these guys really start clicking. So, I mean, right now, you got, even A.J. Pollock. He's hitting pretty well. He's hitting 280 on the year, 321 on base, 600 slugging. He's already got 4 home runs. I mean, A.J. Pollock, he's doing pretty well. He's healthy, so that's a good sign. Defense is a little shaky, negative 1.6 defensive rating on Fangraphs. But, yeah, I mean, A.J. Pollock, he's getting it done offensively. Edwin Rios, I mean, not many plate appearances. He's only got 21 plate appearances so far, but he's taking advantage of those plate appearances. He's got a few homers. I mean, he's got an ISO percentage of 526. I mean, he's really taking advantage of the at-bats that he's getting. So it's just a matter of time, though, before I really think, guys like Justin Turner, he's only hitting 250 so far, but he's getting on base. So, I mean, that's good. Will Smith, he's only hitting 194 so far, but he's getting on base. Jock Peterson, he's only hitting 196 so far, but he's getting on base. So these guys are hitting. So, but let's take a look at the pitching. This pitching staff, no David Price coming into this year, but this pitching staff, they've been doing the job. I mean, right now they got Ross Stripling. He's really stepping up this year. So right now he leads the team in innings pitched, 3.97 ERA. He's getting it done. So Dustin May, he's getting it done as well. Full rookie season this year. He's already got 4 starts. He's got a 2.75 ERA. He's pitching great. Julio Urias is pitching great. 3 starts so far, 15 innings, 2.40 ERA, 2.90 FIP. He's doing really good. And surprisingly, Walker Buehler, he's actually been statistically the worst pitcher on the staff so far. He's got a 6.87 FIP. He's got a 4.40 ERA, a 5.57 X FIP. Walker Buehler so far is not getting it done. I mean, Clayton Kershaw, he's got a couple of starts after missing some time in the beginning of the year, but he's got a couple of starts so far. I mean, he's doing okay so far, 3.60 ERA, but his 4.83 FIP is a little, not very good, but he's got a 1.86 xFIP, so that's pretty good. Overall, though, the Dodgers, they're really having these guys step up, and the Dodgers, they have great depth. And that's one thing I think was a little underrated with this team. It wasn't just these top-heavy guys, like these superstars that they have. It's the depth. They got prospects and younger guys that can pitch. Dustin May, he's fantastic. Julio Urias, he's 23 years old. I mean, Julio Urias, he's been around for a couple of years now, but he's only 23. So, I think a lot of people were forgetting about these two guys. I mean, yes, they are young, so I think a lot of people weren't really giving them, much of a chance, but they have the talent to really step up and do something. And it's a guy like Ross Stripling. I was really hoping the Red Sox were going to get Ross Stripling in the offseason. I mean, he was around in the trade market. He was traded to the Angels at one point. So, but for good reason. Ross Stripling is a guy that can start games. He can come out of the bullpen. He can open games. Heck, he can even close some games. So Ross Stripling, he's really stepping up for the Dodgers. And that's funny to say because he wasn't even a Dodger at one point. He was an Angel at one point. So he's really stepping up. And the Dodgers, they're probably saying, well, thank goodness we didn't trade Ross Stripling because he is really stepping up and he's carrying his pitching staff. 22 and 2/3 innings. He's got 4 starts, so he's doing well. So the bullpen, his bullpen's doing pretty good. Brusdar Gratterall. This is a guy that was really touted. I think a lot of people didn't even know who Brusdar Gratterall was until he was traded, in the Mookie Betts trade before that got pulled back. But he does have a 5.40 ERA, but his 1.68 FIP is sensational. He's doing very good. Caleb Ferguson is really stepping up out of that bullpen. A 1.35 ERA, a 2.43 FIP. He's doing really good. Look at Blake Treinen. He's come in. He's signed with the Dodgers. He had a really rough year last year after a Cy Young-worthy season out of the bullpen a couple years ago with the A's, and Blake Treinen hasn't given up a run so far. So, they're getting guys stepping up out of the bullpen. Look at Pedro Baez, a 1.17 ERA, and right now he's got almost 8 innings pitched, so he's doing very well. Dylan Floro, he hasn't even allowed a run yet. Dylan Floro, look at him, 8 innings pitched, 0 ERA. He's been great. I think the one thing with this Dodgers team that's really going to help them, especially pitching-wise, they have a good bullpen. Joe Kelly, speaking of Joe Kelly, that suspension was reduced from 8 to 5 games. So Joe Kelly, he's been really stepping he should help that bullpen step it up even more when he comes back. So he'll be back sooner rather than later. I'm glad that suspension was reduced to 5 games. Yeah, I know you can't be throwing at guys' heads, but either way, Joe Kelly, he's going to come back, and I think he's going to provide a little something. He hadn't given up a run. He had pitched before he got that suspension. Right now, 6 1/3 innings pitched. He hasn't given up a run either. So Jake McGee, he hasn't given up a run. So right now, this Dodgers bullpen, it's one of the best in the game, and it's really showing, and it's really helping this Dodgers team out. So I think that for the rest of the year, that Dodgers bullpen is really going to be, I think, a huge key for the Dodgers, and I think that was a pretty underrated part of this team. But speaking of an underrated team, let's talk about the Padres really quick. Look at this Padres team. A lot of people this is like a sleeper team this year, but they're playing well. They're getting great production from Fernando Tatis Jr. This is a guy that right now with the numbers that he's putting up, these are MVP kind of numbers. He's hitting fantastic. Right now, he has a 1.7 wins above replacement. I think that might lead the league. Let's take a look. Does that lead the league? I'm taking a look here. 1.7 wins above replacement. Hold on one second. I'm going to take a look. Taking a look at leaders 2020. I believe, yes, that is leading the league. 1.7 wins above replacement. He has been just incredible. He's got 8 home runs on the year, and I believe that's second. I think he's tied with Mike Trout behind Aaron Judge. But he's driven in 18 runs. He's got 5 stolen bases. He's playing all around fantastic. One thing as well that I gave him a hard time about was the defense at short. He was making some just bonehead plays over at shortstop last year. Just, simple throws, throwing it away, letting simple ground balls just get away from him. But this year, though, he is doing his part on the defense. 1.6 defensive rating. He's doing great. You would like to see that K percentage kind of go down a little bit. He's striking out about 31% of the time. But, still, these numbers are fantastic. He has a 417 ISO percentage, so he's getting a lot of extra base hits. He's playing great. Right now, Fernando Tatis Jr., I think in the National League, there were a few guys in the beginning there. There was Nick Castellanos. There was Trevor Story. But right now, Fernando Tatis Jr., I think right now, he is really pulling away. I don't know, maybe not pulling away, but he's playing fantastic right now. If he continues to play like this, he could absolutely pull away with that award. In a 60-game season, he's hot. So, but he's helping this Padres team like a lot. And even Manny Machado, he's starting to heat up a little bit. He had a grand slam the other night, 5 home runs so far on the year. That average is a bit low. But he's getting on base, 321 on base. .493 slugging. I mean, for a guy that got a big contract like that, I would like to see some better numbers, but what can you do? I mean, he's got 5 home runs, so he is and he has a 261 ISO. That's pretty solid. So he's getting a lot of extra base hits and in his at bats. But look at Will Myers. Will Myers. Look at this. This is a guy where back when he first came up, a lot of people were saying, watch out for this Will Myers guy. He is going to be one of the next best players in this league. And just for some reason, it just didn't really. He didn't blossom into this player that a lot of people thought, but he's having a solid year. A 258 average, not the highest average, but he's getting on base at 324, 597 slugging. He's got a 339 ISO, so he's getting a good amount of extra base hits. He's got 5 home runs. I mean, heck, he's even got a stolen base in here. WRC plus of 149. That is currently 3rd on the team. Well, I mean, if you don't count Jake Cronenworth, Jake Cronenworth only has 37 plate appearances, so Will Myers, he's got 68 plate appearances. So I would say right now, Will Myers, I would say he's 2nd just because he has more at-bats. But Will Myers, he's playing extremely well. He's helping out this offense. But I think the one thing right now with the Padres, the one thing that's really keeping them in this, near the top of this division, they're only a game out in the division, this pitching staff has been very good. I mean, look at this pitching staff right now. They're getting the top 4 guys right now. Dinelson Lamet, Garrett Richards, Chris Paddock, Zach Davies. Dinelson Lamet right now has been, I think, one of the better pitchers in this game. He had a no-hitter going into the 7th inning at one point. He's got a 1.61 ERA. He's got a 31.1 K percentage. I mean, Garrett Richards. Look at Garrett Richards. He's having a comeback season. Could Garrett Richards be comeback player of the year? I mean, goodness gracious. He has a 3.74 ERA, a lower FIP at 3.45. XFIP 4.13. That's not bad. But Garrett Richards is really stepping up for the Padres this year. And look at Chris Paddock, 3.18 ERA. Chris Paddock was definitely their best guy last year. But can you imagine these 3 going into the playoffs? I don't know. Would you want to face these 3? I don't know if I would. I mean, these guys are pitching great. Even Zach Davies. I mean, Zach Davies is doing really good. He's got a 2.87 ERA, 3.22 FIP. This pitching staff has been sensational. Look at Drew Pomeranz out of the bullpen. He's pitched 7 2/3 innings so far. He hasn't given up a run. You would like to see some other guys like Javier Guerra, Kirby Yates. Kirby Yates is off to a bit of a slow start this year, as well as Emilio Pagan, 6.75 ERA for Emilio Pagan, 10.38 ERA for Kirby Yates. But if Kirby Yates and Emilio Pagan can start stepping up, I think this Padres team could be really good. I mean, it looks like right now, this Padres team, if they can, get these guys to keep going for the rest of the year, could the Padres win this division? I don't know. That might be a tall task. But could a guy like Mackenzie Gore eventually come up, the top prospect in all of baseball, one of the top prospects in all of baseball, definitely the top pitching prospect in all of baseball? Could he come up and provide something down the stretch for the Padres team? Who knows? But right now, they have a great top 3. Dinelson Lamet, Garrett Richards, Chris Paddock. They've been great. This Padres team is looking really good. But, some other teams in the division, I don't know what's going on with the Diamondbacks. I mean, they're 8-11 so far. They're breaking even in the last 10 games, 5-5. San Francisco, I mean, they were off to a decent little start there, but I think they're starting to come back down to earth. But, I mean, hey, Diamondbacks and Giants right now, they're 4.5 back. I mean, that's not completely out of the picture, but, in a short season like this, you don't want to be in a position like that. You want to be in a position like where the Dodgers and the Padres are, or the Rockies, for instance. Like, you want to be like, a game or 2 out at the moment. So let's take a look at my power rankings. I think right now I got to put Oakland at number 1. Oakland number 1 right now. They're pitching well. They're hitting well. Matt Chapman's starting to hit his stride. Could Matt Chapman go on a tear for the rest of the year and prove me right? I picked him to win the MVP. If he can just stay that way, oh my God, Matt Chapman could have a really good year. I'd have to say number 2 right now. As of right now, I got to say the Cubs. The Cubs right now are playing so good. They got great pitching, great offense. Guys are stepping up in the bullpen. You would like to see that Cubs bullpen, get some more guys to step up. But they got Jose Quintana coming back soon. He's most likely, from what I've been reading, Jose Quintana could end up being the closer. So if he could provide something out of the bullpen, I mean, the Cubs are only going to get better because they're having these starting pitchers are really stepping up. So I think Jose Quintana could end up being, in my opinion, one of the best additions to this team. Right now at number 3, I got to say the Yankees at number 3 right now. I mean, they're off to a great start. They've been playing a little slow as of late, but this Yankees team is still really good. I got to go Yankees at 3. At number 4, man, I don't know. Why not? I'm going to go Rockies. I'm going Rockies right now. This Rockies team is really impressive lately. They're scoring a lot of runs. They're getting a lot of good pitching. This Rockies team is doing very good. Dodgers, I'm going to go number 5. I mean, I think they're going to pick up the pace, and they should be a top 3 team in this league. They could be very well number 1. I'd have to say number 6. I'll go Twins at number 6. I mean, I think this Twins team is it's very good, obviously. It's a very good Twins team. I think they're going to start hitting their stride. I think they're going to pull away from this division. 7, I'm going to give it to the Rays. The Rays right now at number 7. I think the Rays, they've been playing some great baseball lately. I've been a Rays hater, coming into this year so far. I mean, right before they went on this little win streak, I was saying, oh, see, told you so. I don't like this Rays team. I don't know. But, hey, they're proving me wrong in the last 4 games, and they're playing very well. Number 8, I'll say Braves. I mean, they still have a lot of good pieces on that team. That pitching staff, it's decimated right now. But if they can maybe swing a trade and bring someone in, if they can maybe have some other guys step up, I mean, I don't know. That's going to be hard. But I'll put the Braves at number 8 for right now. Number 9, man, I don't know. I'll say number 9 for the Indians. They're 10-8. I mean, they still got some good pieces on that team. And number 10. No, you know what? No. Sorry, I'm not putting the Indians at number 9. I'll put the Padres at number 9. Padres at number 9, and then I'll put the Indians at number 10. I'm probably missing something here. I'm losing track. I got to write this stuff down. But those are my power rankings so far. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much kind of what's going on around the league. I mean, right now we're a quarter of the way through, and God, a lot of things can happen in this season. I don't know what's going to end up happening, but I mean, who the heck knows? Could Tampa really take off? I mean, what's going to happen in this Central Division? This Central Division, you got 4 teams that are within a game and a half of first place. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the West at this point. I mean, it looks like that's the A's division to lose. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with this East in the National League? I mean, the Mets, they're in last with a 3.5 back. That's not like it's completely impossible. I mean, they're not looking great, but are the Reds going to eventually catch fire? Are they going to catch up to the Cubs? Are the Cubs going to be able to keep that great baseball going? I don't know. I really like that hire of David Ross. I think David Ross really knows a lot of these players well. I mean, he obviously played with a lot of these players just a few years ago when they won the World Series. David Ross, I think, is a good baseball mind. I love that hiring. I mean, I'm a big David Ross fan. He won the World Series with the Red Sox in 2013, and then he won it again in 2016. So hit a home run in his last ever game. So David Ross, I'm a big David Ross fan, and I like him being the manager of this team, and it looks like it's working out. And they're going to get Jose Quintana back soon. I really like that. And this Rockies team, I think this Rockies team has potential to be really good this year. They got a team like the Dodgers to worry about. I'm not sure how that's going to go if they meet in the playoffs. And then the Padres. I mean, the Padres, they're playing great baseball. They've won 3 straight. They're playing fantastic. I mean, Fernando Tatis Jr., I think at this point, I think it's safe to say, I mean, hey, MVP. I mean, he's playing so good. He's playing all around good baseball. He's hitting for power. He's hitting for average. He's stealing bases. He's hitting a lot of extra base hits. I'm one team I am going to keep looking at are the Diamondbacks. Are they going to do anything? I mean, they got looking at the Diamondbacks, they actually have Starling Marte, who's hitting pretty well. I mean, the Diamondbacks right now, I mean, I don't know, man. just not looking good. But they do have Starling Marte. He's hitting 350 on the year so far in 17 games. He's hitting very well. And he's actually playing decent defense. Starling Marte has not been the greatest defensive player out in center field, but, I mean, he's getting it done. Starling Marte is actually having one of the better seasons this year. It's just his pitching staff with the Diamondbacks. I mean, Zach Gallen right now, he's having a really good year. 2.74 ERA. Zach Gallen's a guy. I really liked Zach Gallen coming into this year. But this pitching staff has been just horrible. Robbie Ray, 10.59 ERA. Luke Weaver, 12.19 ERA. Come on. Starting pitching-wise, that's not going to get it done. And then of course, Madison Bumgarner. 9.35 ERA. The Achilles heel for the Diamondbacks has been the starting pitching. If they can turn that around, if they can start kind of getting back on the right track, I'd look out for the Diamondbacks. I don't think these starting pitchers are that bad. They're not. They look horrible this season, but they're not going to be this bad. Or at least I hope not. I don't know. I was really high on the Diamondbacks coming into this year, and hey, that could be one I really swing and miss on. So, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on throughout the league. So let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what's going on. I felt like I just talked, I don't think I took a breath for, how long have I been talking? I feel like I didn't take a breath for like an hour. My goodness. So let's take a look. Alrighty. Oh, Patrick, man. Hey, thanks for coming in tonight. It was awesome to have you, man. Yeah, Mad Bum. Yeah, he's hurt. Did they DL him? I didn't see if did they DL him? Andrew Benintendi got DL'd today. Or is it DL'd anymore? Or IL'd, injured list. Yeah, Andrew Benintendi, he, I guess, has a strained rib cage. I think that's a phantom injured list kind of a thing. I don't know about that. So Andrew Benintendi has been absolutely horrible for the Red Sox this year. Yeah, I didn't really like that move, or not that I didn't like that move, but that move looked a little shady to me. I think that was a phantom injured list move because he's just hitting so bad. So as a Giants fan, what's happened to Mad Bum really hurts. He just needs to get it together. He still got it. Yeah, I think Mad Bum, yeah, absolutely. He absolutely can do something. Let's take a look. David Knight got the Twins at number 3. Hey, they're a good team. I'm just kind of going off based off kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. Where did I have the Twins? Did I put the Twins at 5? I don't remember where I put them. I got to write that stuff down. I had a baseball game and my catcher got hurt, so I went in and now I'm the starter. Along with pitcher and third base, and I started the game at third and did a spin throw leg pass. Wow, Patrick, it sounds like you had a heck of a game. Heck, how many years till Hudson Head gets promoted? Yeah, man. Guys, go look at the Red Sox game. All right, let's go take a look. Why not? While we're here, let's go take a look at some scores. Wow, look at this Marlins Blue Jays game. 11-11 in the bottom of the ninth. Royals right now are leading 5-4 in the bottom of the ninth. Orioles are leading 5-4 in the top of the ninth. Yankees got a 6-2 lead over the Braves. Wow, look at the Mets. They're up 10-5. Bottom of the eighth. They're scoring some runs tonight. Astros, they're getting the job done. They're getting some good pitching. Well, what do you know? Rays and Red Sox, 9-5 Rays. So, not surprised about that. Mariners, they got a 4-0 lead. Padres and Dodgers are scoreless so far. White Sox won today. Look at today. Speaking of the Diamondbacks, they won today, 13-7. A lot of runs. Hey, against a good Rockies team. The A's, they won today. So, Ramon Laureano, he had a heck of a catch. Oh, he robbed a home run. Wow. Look at Ramon Laureano. When's he going to start his suspension? I'm guessing maybe he's probably going to appeal it or something. I don't know. So, did Joe Kelly start his suspension yet? I don't fully know. should I start my rankings? I'll do 5 at a time, starting at 30. Well, Paul, I'm probably going to be ending some shop, or ending what am I even saying right now? Closing up shop here in a few minutes. I'll probably hang out for another 5 minutes. So, let's take a look. Oh, guys, if you are here too, if you haven't already, go give the video a thumbs up. That will really help this video get out there to some baseball fans. Also, by the way, speaking of videos, I'm going to be doing the Mariners, how to fix the Mariners video. That should be up in the next couple of days. Probably, I'm hoping to get it up tomorrow. I've had an incredibly busy week this week. I just went back to work this week. I officially started teaching as of yesterday. It's been a heck of a time. I've been having to it's basically online virtual school. It has been just a pain in the butt. It's not been fun. It's a lot of people having connection issues. A lot of people can't hook up to the little, we use Microsoft Teams to do our meetings, or that's like our classroom basically. So a lot of people, they're having a lot of issues with that. So I've been having a really busy past couple of days. Monday was a really busy day. So haven't been able to work on that video yet. I'm hoping to wake up at a good time tomorrow morning. I would say right now, realistically, it's probably going to be up Friday. So it's been a really busy week. So I've been wanting to make videos. I felt so, I realized today I hadn't put up a video since Friday. And that was like, I've been like itching to do a video. I've been itching to just get it going. Like this is going to be a really a fun one for me. How to fix the Mariners. I'm really going to like that. That's going to be probably the most unique one I've done so far. Because there's not just, the Mariners. It's really not just about signing free agents. It's about just these prospects and whatnot. So that's going to be a really fun one. If I can, probably Friday. I'm probably going to have that up on Friday. So yeah. Let's take a look. Hey, what's going on in Campaign Baseball? Yeah, James, man. Trust me, I've been wanting to do videos, man. I've been, there was at one point today, during my break at lunch, I was actually typing up my notes for the Mariners video. So, yeah. So maybe one day this could end up being a full-time job. Don't really know, but that's going to be quite a while before it would become a full-time kind of a job. If it ever gets to that point. I would love for it to get to that point. I love teaching, but if I could do this every single day, do a few live streams a week, make some videos, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. So, but we're a very, very long way away from doing that. If we even ever get to that point. So, alrighty. I'm gonna kind of skim through the chat. Braves have a great offense, possibly great bullpen. They're still in it. Yeah, Jack, I agree. I mean, they need to get some pitching. Jack Storm, an A's-Reds World Series was my original prediction back in February. Man, how cool of a World Series would that be? Mariners-Marlins World Series, Aiden. That would be cool. I'd watch the heck out of that. Nothing beats watching a frustrated Astros team. I agree. So, I'm glad I put Bundy on my team this week for fantasy. Aiden, man, I wouldn't let go of Bundy. He is finally starting to show his potential. What do I think about the Indians? Terrence, I think the Indians are great. I think they are a very overlooked team. I think they have great pitching. Shane Bieber, Mike Clevinger, Carlos Carrasco. I think they're going to need some guys to step up in that bullpen. But, yeah, offense, They got great pieces in the offense. I think the Indians are a solid team. Yeah, Justice, Nats struggling bad right now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this Nationals team. I mean, Juan Soto's been hitting the heck out of the baseball lately. Benny VR, what's going on, buddy? What is going on? NL Central equals AL West. Yeah, really. Justice, I mean, it looks very similar. You got one team that's like 4 games ahead. Underrated player in the Reds system, Jose Israel Garcia. I'll have to look more into him. Give it a year and he'll take over shortstop from Galvis. Galvis was having a little bit of a hot streak there, and it looks like he's kind of slowed down. Yeah, Soto hit 2 home runs today. He hit one that was like, I think like 460-something feet. You know, James, I've been kind of wondering, I was kind of thinking about that. Gratterall, another job at Chamberlain. Dude, I mean, you're right. That's a good comparison. I was kind of thinking like, man, Brusdar Gratterall reminds me of someone. And man, Jabba was so good when he first came up. Oh my God. He was like insane. I remember there was at one point where everyone's like, oh wow, Jobber Chamberlain, he's going to be the next great closer for the Yankees. And he ended up being like this insane setup man. So then he kind of just flamed out there. He went to the Tigers. Is he still on the Tigers? Is he still there? Jabba Chamberlain. Oh, he had some nasty stuff. Yeah, so he's not playing anymore. So, what happened with him? Ex-Yankees phenom Jobber Chamberlain earned $13 million in the majors, but just lost everything. What in the world? What the heck happened to him? By 2020, Jobber Chamberlain should have either been putting the finishing touches on his career or moving into the final few years. Instead, Chamberlain, the former Yankees phenom, who turns 35 on September 23rd, just lost everything. How did Chamberlain go from potentially the next New York Yankees ace starter or shutdown reliever to watching his prized belongings wind up at an auction? Let's take a look. What in the world? Okay, I don't want to... Tell me about... Jobber Chamberlain just lost everything in an auction. After former Husker and Yankee pitcher Jobber Chamberlain defaulted on his house payments, the bank seized his Lincoln, Nebraska house. He abandoned his belongings inside, and they are currently being auctioned off. Wow. What in the world? How? Wow, he made $13 million over 10 seasons. I mean, so according to the paper, Chamberlain bought a house in 2014 through a trust. The bank filed a notice of default on the loan in October 2019 when Chamberlain still owed more than $900,000. In January, the bank took ownership of the house and forced Chamberlain to leave a month later. Wow. According to someone who attended the auction but spoke on condition of anonymity, hundreds of people attended the auction. The source said Chamberlain took high-value items, including his World Series ring. A flyer for the auction included pictures of jerseys from numerous ex-teammates, including Miguel Cabrera and Victor Martinez. The source said the jerseys were ones that could be purchased online. Chamberlain has not publicly commented on the auction as of publication. Wow, that's insane. Man, hope he's doing all right. You hate to see stuff like that. Man. You don't want to see stuff like that. Man, poor Jabba. Man. I don't know. What else is going on around baseball? But yeah. Miguel Sono home run vanishes. I didn't see it land. How far did he hit it? 442 feet. But yeah, Soto today, he hit a massive home run, 466-foot home run. So right now, he had the current lead in longest home run, and he just set a new one. So, yeah. I mean, Laureano had a great catch today. Injuries. Aaron Judge. Oh, no. What do you know? Aaron Judge. One night after being removed for a pinch hitter, Judge was not in the Yankees lineup on Wednesday as the slugger receives treatment for lower body tightness, manager Aaron Boone said. According to Boone, Judge is dealing with the effects of playing 4 games on the artificial turf at Tropicana Field this past weekend. Yeah, that turf, man. When you're running around on that kind of surface, yeah. I mean, I bet a lot of those guys. I don't know how Tampa does it, man. Let's see. Verlander, who suffered a right forearm strain in his first start of the season, was shut down, hopes to resume throwing a baseball next week in an effort to return this season. And here's Benintendi. I mentioned him earlier. Rafael Devers, he was back in the lineup today, but the Red Sox placed Benintendi on the 10-day list with a strained right rib cage. Benintendi suffered the injury when he fell down trying to go from first to third on Alex Verdugo's RBI single. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Is that legit? I feel like he's been hitting so bad. I don't know. That comes off to me like a phantom injured list kind of a move. I don't know. Did he actually really get hurt, or did they use that as like an excuse to kind of get him off of the field? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything about a phantom DL placement. No one's really kind of questioning it. So either way, I think it's going to be good for Benintendi. I mean, it's not great that he's off to a really slow start, but I think maybe getting away from the field is going to help him. He's been horrible. He's been terrible. He's hitting 103 on the year. Like, gosh, man. 103. How? What? He's not that bad of a hitter. I mean, just a few years ago, he was hitting 290. 295 and 271 in 2017, 290 in 2018. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Benintendi. There's got to be something mechanically that's up with him. When I've been looking at him this year, he is someone where something looks off with him, like his timing. I don't know. I think there's something mechanically going on with him. I think he needs to adjust. I think some time away might be good. Kind of let that rib, if it is hurt, I don't know, kind of let that settle down a little bit. And he's got to work on something with his swing. Because I will say, there looked like there was something timing-wise off. Like I kind of looked at, there was a video of all of his at-bats. And there was just, I don't know what it was. Something about it just didn't look smooth. I don't know. It just looks awkward at the moment. Alrighty. Who do we got? Let's look at a couple more people in the chat, and then I'm probably going to get out of here, guys. Pete Alonso finally got his 3rd home run. What's up? What's going on, Hayden? How you doing? Yeah, Mets, they had one. Well, how many runs did they have? They had 13 runs? Or was it 10? Oh, no, that was the Diamondbacks that had 13. So, look at the Marlins. They just scored 3 more. Wow, look at this Marlins-Blue Jays game. 14-11 right now in the top of the 10th. What in the world is going on in this game? Look at this. Goodness gracious. They got 4 RBIs from Aguilar tonight. He's 3 for 6. You got 3 RBIs from Anderson. They got a home run from him too, from Brady Anderson. Marlins are scoring runs all over the place. RBI from Villar. 2 RBIs from Sierra out in center field. Man, Marlins are scoring a ton of runs. Who just got this go-ahead hit here? They've scored 3 in the top of the 10th. How did this happen? Marlins plays. So right now, Magnurus Sierra. Yeah, so okay, I don't know if it was even close to pronouncing that right. He just had a base hit that scored a couple of runs, and then Jesus Aguilar just had a base hit as well, so that extended the lead to 14-11. So, yeah, man, this Marlins team, I don't know. Is this Marlins team for real? I mean, even though, yes, the Blue Jays are losing here, but look at the Blue Jays here. I mean, the Blue Jays, they got 11 runs themselves. They got 18 hits. I mean, look at Travis Shaw. He's got 3 RBIs tonight. He's 2 for 4. Bo Bichette tonight. Wow, look at Bo Bichette. He's 5 for 5 tonight. Vlad Jr. He's 2 for 5. They're getting offense all over the place. Travis Shaw with 3 RBIs. Vlad has an RBI. Tellez has 2 RBIs. Danny Jansen has 2 RBIs. So they're getting some offense. Bo Bichette has himself an RBI, but look at Bo Bichette. That brings his average to 352 on the year. Oh, are they playing in the new stadium? Oh, that's cool. Playing in the Buffalo Stadium. Did you guys see that? They completely made it look like the Blue Jays Stadium. They put Blue Jays stuff everywhere. So, hey, good. Good on them. It's good to kind of, give the Blue Jays a home, man. Because that's not their fault, So good on that stadium for really making the improvements that they did. So good for them, man. And hey, maybe that'll give that minor league team a different look, So alrighty. Well, guys, I think I'm thinking I'm gonna get out of here for the night. I am pooped. I got to wake up early. We got another day of teaching second graders tomorrow. They have completely tired me out, even though I am not actually with the kids. They are on online virtual school. It is still very tiring trying to teach how many. Actually, I've had some kids not even show up so far. I've had about 10 kids, and yeah, but trying to keep up with all that online, that's hard, man. So I'm pooped. And but yeah, so guys, Sunday night, big night of streaming. Big night. We got 2 games Sunday night. I'm starting at 4:00, and we're going all the way until night. So 4:00, we have the Dodgers and Angels, and at 7 we got the Red Sox Yankees. So not sure how schedule-wise how that's going to look, but I'm not sure. Are they both on ESPN? Or I think one might be on Fox. MLB schedule. I think one is on Fox, and I think the other. Oh no! The Dodgers Angels is on TBS. So that should be a decent pitching matchup. Dustin May versus Julio Teheran. That should be decent. I'm always excited to watch Dustin May. And then for the Red Sox, it's Martin Perez versus J.A. Happ. So should be a good night of baseball. But yeah, we got a long stream that night. Long stream. So, but yeah, 4:00, I'll be starting that up. But so yeah, hope to see you guys Sunday night. Also, before I leave, tell me, tell me, what did you guys think of the stream tonight? Did you think it went okay? Because I have never done like a stream like that. I felt like I talked for like an hour straight. I felt like I don't think I even took a breath. So what do you guys think? Did you kind of like the flow of it tonight, or would you guys maybe like for me to just kind of keep doing just kind of the watch along streams? What do you guys think? So you can definitely be honest, because I'm not really sure what you guys thought. So yeah, I'm doing what you guys like. So if whatever you guys prefer, that's what I'm looking to do. Yeah, Justice, I agree. So maybe a bit more interaction. I think I was trying very hard to just kind of follow the outline, So, yeah, maybe next time I'll take some breaks in between, because I realized that at the end. I realized right at the end, I was like, I just missed a whole bunch of comments, so I'm probably gonna have to take a step. So maybe next time I'll do that. That could be a way to really, yeah, kind of interact with you guys on kind of what you think. I'll break it down a little better next time. So definitely a learning process for me, that's for sure. I've never done anything like this. So It looks like with our viewers, the highest point that we got to was maybe like 18, 17. So, Paul, I'm not trying to be mean, but I like the watch along better. That's fair. Hey, be honest. I'm not offended at all. The best part of your streams is interacting with the chat, and we didn't get to do much of that tonight. You're right, Paul. I agree. And Justice, you said the same thing. So, yeah, maybe, maybe I don't know. I'll have to think about it for the rest of this week. I'll have to kind of reflect on it a little bit. I kind of liked I will say, I kind of liked the watch-alongs, because you're right. It is more interacting with you guys, and that's kind of what I like. And I think that's one of the good things about streams. But yeah, because when I think about it, when I'm doing those streams, it's I'm kind of going over news and stuff throughout the week anyway, right? Like I'm kind of, I'm talking about players that are hitting well, and you guys are bringing up things too where I can look more into it. So, yeah. So James, prep us with the topic beforehand. That way we'll have a bunch of things queued up for you as far as questions go. So, yeah, I'll definitely have to, So I'll definitely have to do that a bit more as well. I don't know. I feel like I might want to go back maybe to just kind of doing the watch-along streams. So I think that was fun because I kind of liked that I could watch on TV with you guys a little bit. And we're going to do that Sunday. So I'm pretty excited for that. And what also I like about it was on the last stream that we did, I noticed that we had a couple of like Cleveland Indians fans that came in. There was a couple of people that like commented saying like "Go Indians" or "Go White Sox." So I kind of like that. I did like that. So I don't know. This was definitely just like an experiment for tonight. I did give it a name. I kind of wanted to kind of make it something. So I don't know. I feel like the magic. Now that I'm really kind of reflecting on it, I'm gonna have to look at reflect a little more. I think everyone should reflect as much as they can, but I definitely think, I don't know, as of right now, I feel like I like the watch-alongs. So if you continue to do this, you can stop after each division and talk to the chat a bit. Yeah, so maybe next time, maybe I'll experiment with that a little bit. But yeah, cool. So we'll try this again next week, and so for next week, I'll kind of take some breaks. So I'll definitely think about it though, because I do really like those watch-alongs. I like kind of watching the game. I noticed as I was doing this tonight, there was one point where I was like, it just feels quiet. I kind of I like having the TV on. I like having the game on. I like hearing the commentary a bit. That was one thing. That's one thing I do like a bit. So. Yeah, my brain seems to kind of work better that way. I definitely got some ADD like most people got, but yeah, I kind of like that a bit. But I'll think about it. So, but yeah, definitely, I think if I do keep doing these, if I do keep doing this like weekly style like news show, then I'll definitely take more breaks in between. But either way, I'll kind of let you guys, sleep on it a little bit. And then tomorrow I'll post a poll, kind of see what you guys thought a bit. But yeah, I definitely, I got to think about it a little bit more. So we'll see. James, thanks again for the stream, Robbie. You're inspiring me to get back into the live stream game. Man, I'll tell you, live streams are fun, man. That's what I liked about it. And that's kind of what, the one thing I liked about live streams, at least since we've been starting, is being able to talk to you guys. So, yeah. Either way, it's going to take practice. It's going to take, just a bit more, just experience, I guess. So, either way, I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. It's always a good time. It's great talking with you guys more, or talking with you guys as much as I can. So that's what I like, and I like talking baseball. So, but yeah, guys, I think that's all I got. I'm gonna go eat something, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Robbie, what do you think about my power rankings? Where are your power rankings? Did you post them? Where are they? Oh wow, I didn't even see these. Oh, looking at number 30. That's funny with the Cardinals because the Cardinals haven't even played. So, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's just funny because like, where can you actually put the Cardinals, like, except for that spot, you know? Because it's like they've barely played. Taking a look. Yeah, I'm liking. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the Red Sox. I'd say Red Sox are in that spot. I'd argue maybe you could put the Cardinals at 29. I know the Cardinals haven't really played, but the Pirates are just playing so bad. So, I'm okay with the Cardinals being in last just by default because it's like, where can you really even put them? But I'll look at your top 10. Yeah, 1 Cubs, 2 Rockies, 3 Athletics, 4 Yankees, 5 Twins, 6 Padres. Yeah, man. This looks great. So, interesting. You got the Padres in front of the Dodgers. That's interesting. That's a debate. Indians in front of the White Sox. Oh, look at you. You got the Rays at 10th. So, that's interesting. The Rays have been playing pretty good baseball as of late. So, it sounds like you want to see the Rays kind of keep playing this good of baseball to put them up a little higher. Yeah. I mean, you could probably switch some spots here around here, but with the Cubs, I mean, I love the Cubs this year. They're playing great baseball. It's just that bullpen. I just want that bullpen to do a little bit more. I think there's a debate here between the Rockies and the A's. I think the A's are just playing some great baseball right now. I think I put the A's at 1. But yeah, but that's the good thing about, I hear my rice cooker is going off. That means my dinner is done. Yeah, that's the good thing that's the fun thing about power rankings is you can kind of, you can hear other people's perspectives and you can see, you can switch stuff around. So yeah, good power rankings, Paul. I like it. So, all right. Would you do a review video on possible rankings one day? Yeah, like ESPN power rankings, like kind of reacting to them. Sure. Like if enough people submitted them. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll have to maybe kind of think about how I could do that. That sounds kind of fun. So at this point though, I got to figure out when I can actually start doing some videos, yeah. School's been so busy this past week. I really need to find a way to kind of balance like life again. That's been hard this past week. So I miss doing those videos, man. Those are so fun. So it's just, real life kind of nips you in the butt sometimes. But alrighty, guys. That's all I got. So Sunday, 4:00, be here or be not here, whatever. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for coming out. Talk to you later.